I just got a new download about New Earth. Basically, um, what 5D is going to look like. And this may not be exactly what you think I'm going to say. So listen into what spirit is showing me. I just got a glimpse into the different frequencies and different beliefs and different energies that we're currently in. And I saw how each layer of energy. So I want you to imagine that we're in the 3D. And within the 3D are different frequencies. So it's like the in between little so you might have 1 inch, 2 inch, and those little like centimeters in between. Every single one of those layers has a different energy and frequency based on the beliefs, the emotions, the created reality, the collective reality, the traumas and history of the land in that area or wherever. There's completely different perspectives at each nod, at each little line. And each little line, each perspective in their current reality that they have created in a collective energetic form is ascending in the way that their reality can shift into. So what I'm saying here is we see ascension as this, like everybody's going to shift into a higher consciousness and have the exact same experience. That's how we think. But the reality of it is just like there is now layers to the 3D energy based on what frequency you're vibrating at. The 4D and 5D also have that. So there's going to be elements of frequency within that frequency in that dimension that cause and allow for multiple perspectives to be taking place in that energy at once. Now, this is really intense for my brain to wrap around. So I imagine that as you hear me say this, it's probably like, what the H is she talking about? But it's almost like the only way I can, like, I'm trying to ask Spirit to give me like actual visual representations of that in this time, like in our 3D world. So, okay, so they're giving me this example because the example that I was having in my head before, I was like, that's not appropriate. So, to humans, it's not appropriate. To them, they're like, anyways. So they're showing me the animal kingdom. They're showing me ants, bugs. Then they're showing me cats, dogs. Then they're showing me, like bigger animals, cows, horses. So they're showing me these different animals, and they're showing me how each one of them vibrates at a different frequency, and each one hold a different level of consciousness within it. They all have conscious energy within them, but not all of them are capable of connecting or pulling in some of that frequency into the way that they're developed in their body function. And so the cows, dogs, horses, they have capability of love and building connection with a human or another animal, like most of those animals can. The lower frequencies, they can build community within their own like energy, like ant colonies, bee colonies, like this kind of stuff. And so what they're showing me is the more you enhance in your frequency, the more capability you are to connect with that vibration of truth of who you are in your highest self as source energy, which gives you more of an opportunity to comprehend and radiate and experience the truth of what love is. So it's not that love isn't felt on all layers. It enhances and it becomes more like source the closer you get to a higher frequency within that dimension and realm that you are in the current moment. So what is happening here in the 3D is there's layers of this going on. And those of us who are ushering, we're pushing into that next energy of the new earth. We're stepping into the full capacity in the third dimension to love, or to have an awareness and understanding. And then moving into the 4D, learning more about that, integrating it, spending time. Like I see the 4D, I still see like different frequencies within the 4D that you can experience, but I see it more as a holding ground. Like I see the universe in layers, and I see like every other layer as like, I call it the womb of the universe. Like to me, it's like a holding place before you shift into the next one. So like when we actually transition from our body back into spirit, we go into spirit, we're here, we can see our body, we can see everything. Then we shift into the next dimension, which currently is like the fifth or the sixth dimension. No, fifth, yeah. So yeah, they're telling me fifth dimension. And then once we acclimate, we go into the next dimension where we're kind of like held, where our guides and ancestors, our angels, can come get us and pull us into the higher dimension. So we have layers to prepare ourselves to get into higher frequencies, if that makes sense. So that is what's actually happening on Earth right now, like these layers. Then they're showing me how 5D is going to be the same way, just in a higher frequency, just with less of the 3D struggles. And you're still going to have to work on ascension. You're still going to be going through a process of growing and becoming more like source. It's just going to be at a different frequency and different comprehension and more ability to learn and discover who we are in source energy God and what else is out there within the universe, knowing that we're not the only ones. Holy crap. So that was 100% spirit speaking all that, because that was not me. Anyways, I want to give you an announcement. If you are still here, I am getting ready to launch a healer circle. I am pulling in, I've been felt called to do this for a while. I am calling on the healers. I'm calling in the light workers. I'm calling in the starseeds, and I'm creating a circle just for you. For those of you that know you're here to move through this process of ascension and help others to rise. So if you're interested in that, go over to my website, look for the healer circle, and check it out and see if you want to come hang out.